Hi, welcome once again to Goshen High School Tour. If you're just joining me, my name is Honorita James, and welcome to my channel where you learn how to sew with just 2 measurements, where you learn how to sew without stress. I try to be as simple as possible for even beginners that are learning how to sew, so that you can just follow me. As long as you follow me step by step, you're going to make perfectly fitting clothes, not just for yourself, for your children, for your spouse, for your uncles, aunties, for your sisters, even for your brothers. Yes, you can sew male clothes with Lutterloh patterns. So welcome to my channel. If you've not watched my previous videos, you have to go and watch before you continue to watch this one, because this is a video on the continuation of how we are making this elegant dress. We're making this elegant dress. This is Lutterloh pattern 150. So if you just put in Lutterloh pattern 150, you will see the beginning of the video. So you start watching it before you get to this one. How we started by tracing our patterns, the patterns for the dress and the pattern for the blouse. And in my last video, we finished tracing all the patterns that is needed to make this dress. This video, I am going to place the patterns on my cloth, and I'm going to show you how to transfer everything to the cloth, and I'm going to show you where you're going to cut your pattern, the seam allowance you're going to give, and I'm going to show you how you're going to make it very simple for yourself to sew. So all you need is to stay tuned and let us move on. What do you need for this stage? What you need is your tape. You can use a normal tape. For me, I still use the Lutterloh special tape, because this side of it is in centimeters, so I can use it. So you need your tape, you need a ruler, or you can use the normal measuring scale ruler. I have it, it's not here, but I have it somewhere in my table there near my machine. You need a water soluble marker, and of course you need your tailor's chalk, and you need your pins. You need your pins. Where did I keep my pins? Aha, you need your pins. So without wasting much time, let's get straight to business. As you can see, my table is already set. It's already set. This is my material. This is my tailor's chalk. This is my water soluble marker. This is my tape. So what I do now, I place all my patterns. Every pattern you're seeing here is a pattern for the dress. Every pattern you're seeing is a pattern for the main dress. I've already placed it here. As you can see, you need 150 by 150. You need 150 by 150 centimeters. That's about 2 yards of material. So this my material is 2 yards, folded. The back part facing me, folded, and the back part facing me. So that's the very first thing. You get your material, 2 yards material, fold it together, place it on your board with the back part. Now place your patterns. How do you place your patterns? Remember that this pattern, this is the front part, upper part of the pattern. And right here you can see that the line here on this pattern, let me remove it so that you see it very well. You can see that the line here on this our pattern is not straight, it's dashed. So this part of the pattern, you place it on the folded end of your material. The folded end, as you can see, place it at the edge of the folded end of your material. And I always say that before you cut out your dress with your pattern, transfer everything on your pattern to your dress. Everything. So as you can see here, I'm going to use this to do illustration, because whatever I do here is what I will do for all. I will not video all, so I will just use this particular one and this one perhaps for the illustration of these videos. But whatever I'm doing here is the same thing I'm going to do for this pattern, for this pattern. So what I've shown you now is that you have your 2 yards folded together, and every pattern for the dress is already in place. This is the lower part of it, lower front. This is the back front of the pattern. This is the back upper part. This is the front upper part. Now, As you can see here, I've used my tailor's chalk to do a drawing here, to trace this thing. First, I traced exactly the pattern on my dress. Exactly, just trace exactly what the pattern looks like on the dress. And then you use your tape and measure 1 cm or 2 cm. I use 2 cm, as you can see. Measure 2 cm all around. 2 cm all around. 2 cm all around it. From the edge to your cloth, just measure your 2 cm. This 2 cm will serve as your sewing allowance. And when you're cutting this pattern from this dress, you're going to cut from here. You're going to cut from that 2 cm. This is where we are going to cut this pattern out. And then the pattern, the place you have drawn directly on the pattern, is where you're going to sew. Like when you're joining this to this skirt, you're going to sew on this line, just like you're going to sew on the exact line that I will draw around the skirt. I repeat, first trace each pattern according to the way it is, exactly as it is. Trace it with your tailor's chalk, and then measure 2 cm, or if you like 1 inch. This is a cm. For those of you using inches, you can use your 1 inch. Measure 1 inch. Just mark it all around it, so that after marking it, you now draw all around it. You draw it everywhere. Measure your 2 cm or 1 inches. Measure all around it. So after doing that, the next thing is for you to transfer the dart. So all I have to do here is just mark where this dart starts here. Mark where it starts here. Lift it up. Do a dot where the dart ends. As you can see. And then use your ruler and just draw the 2 ends together to make your darts with your tailor's chalk. Just draw it and draw this. So you have your darts. Bring this back. You have your dart in place. Do the same thing for this other dart. As you can see, there are 2 darts here. This one under the breast and this one from the waist up. So you do the same thing that I just did. Just mark with your tailor's chalk. Mark with your tailor's chalk. Lift up. Put your finger where the dart ends. Do your marking there. Lift it away. Use your ruler. Then just draw all the markings that you've done. Draw it, join it together to get your so we are done with that. What is remaining now? The point where you have the facing. As you can see here, the point you have the facing, do the same thing. Just mark where the facing starts here and mark where it ends here. Mark where it ends here and mark the curving here. So all you have to do is just join it, freehand joining. Join all the points together with your tailor's chalk, so that you know where, when you're cutting your facing, when you're cutting the facing you want to use here, you just know how long you're going to cut it. That is it. Now for facing, this is what I'll use to cut my facing, to use it to make the cloth a little bit firmer. For both of you that sew, as I said, this is not a place for me to teach you how to sew. It's to show you how easy it is to cut and make clothes with just 2 measurements. But it's good to just let you know that you need this when you're doing this, to just place it. When you cut the facing, you place it here on your dress. So you need to buy that from any store that sells sewing things. It's quite easy to find. Good, we are done with that. We have done our traced our pattern. We have given it the sewing allowance. I need to pin this down again. So we're given it the sewing allowance. We have drawn our darts. So now we're going to transfer all the alphabets here to our dress. That is when you will need our water soluble marker. So you transfer everything because it will help you simply when you're joining the materials together. Where to join to where. Because by the time you cut all these pieces away, at times it can be a little confusing. Especially with materials that the front and the back almost look alike. When it is big like this, it's easy to differentiate. But sometimes if you're using a material that the front or the back is not so easy to differentiate, this will always help. When you use a water soluble marker, just mark A there. A is written there. VM is written here. VM. C is written here at the edge here. I put my C. And then this A to show that this is the front upper piece. I put my A there. So once I cut this, once I look at the piece, I know what to do with it. Now, I'm going to do the same thing for this. I don't think I need to repeat myself, as I said. I'm doing the same thing for this. As you can see, this one, this is the back part of it. This one really, you can see here, there's going to be a zip. It's going to be a zip. Just like the zip continues here, the zip continues here, This is the back part of the lower part of the pattern. So what I will do here is exactly what I've just finished doing here. So I do not think I need to bore you with that. But in case you didn't understand it, I repeat again. For the second one, draw everything with your bias. Draw everything with your tailor's chalk, Draw everything with your tailor's chalk. Exactly the pattern. Draw it on your dress, at the back part of your dress. Trace it as it is, exactly as it is. And then you use your tape and you measure 2 centimeters away from the edge. Just measure 2 centimeters away. Measure 2 centimeters away from every edge of it. 2 centimeters away. Measure it. Then later you're going to join the measurements. Trace the pattern again, but 2 centimeters away from the original. But the shape will be exactly the shape of the pattern. Now it is this second drawing, this part, that's where you're going to do the cutting. That's where your cutting is going to be. That is where you're going to cut your dress. That's where you cut your dress. And then when you finish doing that, you now transfer all the darts. At this back one, transfer all the darts. Draw the darts so. Put your hand here. Make your mark. And then use your ruler and join all the marks to get the darts. And then transfer the facing. This has a facing too at the back. All you need to do is to mark the 2 places. And then use your ruler to draw together. To join the 2 places together. To show where you're going to do your facing for the back. So we are done. Use your water soluble marker to transfer the alphabet to your material. A is here, and of course this is B, showing you that this is the back part of the dress. We are done. I'll do exactly what I've done here with the lower front part and the lower back part of this pattern. And once I'm done, I will now cut off. And I'll carry my material as I've cut it and place it on my lining. And just cut it exactly on my lining for this dress. When it comes to the skirts, when I'm cutting the lining for the skirts, I will cut my lining from here, because the whole of here is facing for the skirts. As you can see, the whole of here is facing. So I'm going to cut my lining from here. The lining is going to be from here to here. It's going to take this shape. That is the lining. It will just take this shape, because the whole of this place is going to be facing. And this facing, I'm going to use the material for the facing, and I'm going to use the stay for the facing. Because this part of it will overlap each other. If you look at the style, it's going to be a little overlap. So this place here, there will be a stay for that overlap. So that's exactly what I'll do with the skirt. I think we are done with this video. I've explained everything. The process I've used for these two is the same process I'll use for the other skirt side to do the cutting. I want to thank you so much, because I must say that we have come to the end of our pattern drafting, pattern cutting. And in my next video, I'm going to wear the dress. I'm going to start sewing, and once I finish, of course, I'll wear the dress and you'll see the fitting, so that you know that having Lutterloh is very handy. I'm not going to show a video of how I cut this blouse, because it's essentially the same principle. To be like boring you, because I'm going to upload a lot of videos. But this blouse, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this lace material, transparent lace, to do the blouse. And I'm going to place it the same way, the same method I used to cut the top. The only difference is that for the blouse, I'm going to use the material that you just saw for this place, to be able to do a good buttonhole. So that's just the difference. That's just the only thing that will be different here. For the buttonhole pattern, for that place, that's what I will do, because I already have my pattern for that. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your patience. If you've watched all the other videos up to these videos, then you are very interested in sewing, and you've reached the best channel that can give you the simplest way to make perfect fitting clothes. Thank you so much, and I pray that you stay tuned for our next project. Remain blessed.